Morning, you lovely souls. Yes, I'm back out here doing it again. I've got to tape a few more things down. So you see me reaching into my car. Ah, pulling down. Oops. Oh my God. One of my signs. I'm coming. Bang, bang, bang. So this is what it takes. If you're going to protest and you're going to call out people for who they are, you have to be ready with tape and signage. You got to be ready to tape it down on different places so it doesn't blow away. So, guys, I'm here again live. Can you see me? Let's go full screen. Da 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 da. I don't know why it's not going full screen today, but I don't care. So many of you, why is Ken doing this? Why is Kenny protesting in front of good old Longmont Courthouse? Oh, you can barely see me. How nice. So why am I doing this? Once again, right there. All the people that were murdered by family court. That's not all the people. That's a literal fraction of the people who were murdered by family court. See, they committed suicide, and they're saying, oh, well, if they committed suicide, you know what? Legal abuse draws people to that. And I could go into detail. Almost fell. And I could go into detail, but I don't want to bore y'all too much. Let's just put it to you this way. The entire justice system is criminal. God forbid you should get someone to rat on somebody else about child abuse. It's next to impossible. They poke one, maybe two things a year, every other year that the FBI actually did something, but they don't do anything. They protect child abusers. Here in Longmont, they're like, oh, we don't have to do mandatory reporting even though it's a law because it's out of our jurisdiction. Nowhere in the law of mandated reporters, nowhere in the law does it say, oh, if it's not in our state, you don't have to report it, you don't have to record it. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, why are these people protecting child abusers out of their state? There's no reason for it. They do the report, they give it up, to the FBI to follow through. They're done. Now, not here in Longmont. Matter of fact, I spoke to the Attorney General. He was all about it. We don't report child abuse. We don't have to. I sent him an email, sent him a couple emails over to the Attorney General here in this wonderful state. I was like, hey, what happens if a sheriff in another town rapes your daughter? And I want to report that, but all the deputies refuse to report that because he's the sheriff. So you guys just walk away from child abuse, from abusive child abuse? No response, nothing. They're hiding. They're anything they can do to hide what looks bad on them, they do. And it even goes to the point of hiding child abuse so they become a child abuser. Scary. It's scary all across the board because, I don't know, what do you do? What do you do? You fight, you stand out, and you know what? I got about, I don't know how many shares on yesterday's video, and it was huge. It was really good. got a lot of people out, a lot of people aware. And the most important thing is letting people know who these child abusers are, because they are your local sheriff. They are your local deputies. They are your police department. They are covering up every single day, every single minute, the child abuse. Do you really think that Chad Reed, November 5th, who was gunned down, do you really think he would have given a shit or gotten hurt if his kid was ready at 3:15 and wasn't kidnapped? No. Here's your kid. Get out. See ya. You don't have to like a person, but kidnapping someone's child and not letting him and interfering with their relationship, that's domestic violence. Hi, Sheriff, I need to report domestic violence. Oh, you know what that is? That you got to bring that into court. We're not going to touch that. Why? They don't make any money out of it. Everything's already set to make as much money as possible from these child abusers who wear black robes. The whole thing is just a gimmick. It's just a how can I say this? It is just a show to basically protect their income, period. So, anyhow, I'm out here, second day. I figured the first day, we'll leave him alone, we won't bother him. Second day, really? Is he out here again? Third day, we need to stop this guy because he's pointing out the fact that we're child abusers. The injustice system, and it's throughout all the world, really, and most, America. God, I've spoke to so many people from all around the world. England, all over the place. I don't even want to go into all the details. But the court system's doing it all over. And I'm sick of it, and I'm out here. But I know I'm only going to be out here for an hour, 2 hours, and I'm just going to be showing up to let people know how corrupt the system is. Okay, and for those people who do not know, I'm going to give you a little bit of biography of what happened to me in Watauga County Court and how they thought it was all frickin' legal. When I go into court, 2015, February, my attorney the judge was was Warren Hughes. And he said, it's okay that this therapist, who you only knew about for 2 days, can come in and testify as an expert witness because she's been seeing your daughters for 4 months, twice a week, while you had joint custody. That's illegal. You shouldn't be able to do that. You're implanting false memories. She admitted she's using EMDR. So at that point, my attorney was like, she can't be an expert witness because she doesn't even know that if it's a shared parenting, she has to get the okay from the father. Nope. So she goes up, testifies. 1 year later, is found guilty of ethics violations from all the stuff that she was doing, all the child abuse she was implanting, and testifying in my court case. Failure of due process. The Judge Hughes, knew about that shit, let it happen anyhow. The judge is a child abuser. Judge Warren F. Hughes is a child abuser, or F. Warren Hughes, one of those two. Okay, then he says, I want to get you guys to get a psychological, but I want you to be back in 30 days. That's fair. Well, that 30 days was pushed 60 days, pushed 6 months. So we go to court, and then my oldest daughter appears in court. No due process. Found out 5 minutes before we went to court she's going to testify, and testifies that I never loved her, which is right out of Richard Warshak's book. It's horrible. Horrible day for me. Hurt my heart. Then I go right after that to file psychological child abuse over at the DSS here in Watauga. Chad Slagle says, Oh, we don't investigate psychological child abuse or emotional child abuse. Sorry, fuck you. If it's sexual abuse or physical abuse, yeah, we'll check it out. So they ignore it. They push me off and like, no, we don't do that. Go back to court in December. That's when this was continued to. So I haven't seen my daughters for over 2 years. Judge Warren F. Hughes or F. Warren Hughes calls my daughters into court. And what he does is he brings them into private chambers where they wished I was dead, right? Exactly as it's stated in Richard Warshak's book, Divorce Poison. That's, when one of your kids, when both of your kids do that, that is severe, severe psychological abuse. Okay, I protest because I see one of my daughters coming out of his private chambers destroyed. I can't tell you what. See, I didn't know about what they said. Watching your daughter come out of a judge's chambers, traumatized, crying, uncontrollably shaking, it destroys a parent. It destroys, and I couldn't do anything because the child abusive judge Tamara Divinary was holding on to her and literally smacked her in the face to try and cover her eyes. I protested the next day. Then comes Judge Hal Harrison, the corrupt, child-abusing piece of shit who denies due process. Called me into court while I'm protesting, gave me 1 hour notice, and then gave me an illegal, um, God, what the hell is it? An illegal, shut the hell up, go protest again, and we'll arrest you. That was literally what it was. It was a gag order. Thank you. Yeah, it was a gag order. So within an hour, I got a gag order trying to protect my kids, trying to get them real psychological help, real therapy. He denied that in court. He refused to actually say, this is child abuse, this is psychological child abuse, what's happening to your kids. But you know what? I'm just going to make it fucking worse. I'm not going to give you any time with your kids. I'm not going to get them help, and I'm not going to report mandatory reporting of child abuse like I'm supposed to do. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, God damn it, what the hell is going on with all this? As a father, all you can do is fight for the health of your children. And when you're dealing with this and you have criminals, you have child abusers, Judge F. Warren Hughes, when you have child abusers like, Hal G. Harrison, the fucking piece of shit judge, what do you do? You've already went to DSS and they're saying we don't investigate psychological child abuse, emotional child abuse. We just don't do that. And you're sitting there and you're watching your kids being destroyed in front of you. So this goes over to February now. February 2016. Who's the fucking judge? Piece of shit, Hal G. Harrison, that criminal child abusing person who fucking takes away your due process rights. Okay? So I'm in court. He calls my he calls my attorney to the stand. Let me repeat that. He calls my attorney to the stand in 1 hour. He works with the piece of shit Tamara Divinary and colludes with her to get my attorney onto the stand. Oh yeah, talk about fucking crazy. So he does that. Damn, my sign fell. Hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry about the delay. So, he calls my attorney to the stand to testify against me. Damn it. Okay, I'll put that up in a sec. I'll lean it up against my car. Okay, I know. It's getting kind of good, and all this stuff's happening. So, he calls my attorney to the stand and colludes with Tamara Divinary, and they call my attorney to the stand for some bullshit to testify against me, and then he tries to put me in jail for fraud, for paying property taxes that I was ordered to pay from another judge. You have to pay these taxes or you're going to lose this property. Plus, he gangs up a whole bunch of crap and just out and out lies like I don't even know what to say. He's a lying sack of shit and lied across the whole thing. So then, this goes into May. May, he gives me a restraining order for paying property taxes that I was ordered to pay by the accountant. Gives me a restraining order, so I don't have a place to live, I don't have income, and he kicks me out of my own business. Oh my God. And of course, my attorney quit in the very next day. He brings me in a subpoena on a Thursday, May 19th, to have to appear in court on May 20th. No due process. I say I need to go have a continuance. I only had 1 day. I'm supposed to have 5. He says, I don't give a shit. We're going to go to court, and then throws me in jail for 30 days. This is the corruption that these pieces of shit have. And now for the protection. When you write a letter to the Attorney General, and the Attorney General says, fuck you. I'm not going to do anything. That's Josh Stein. Child abuse? I don't care. We don't get involved in that. So then I tried to file child abuse charges with Sheriff Len Hageman. I actually tried to file under Len Hageman with a couple of deputies. They were told for me to only speak to Len Hageman. Len refused to write any reports. Yeah, it gets really fucked up. So I take, I'm listening to his bullshit, refusing to file any reports. He goes to my first attorney law group, which is Tony DeSante. Fuck that guy. He's also part of this child abusing ring. What are you going to do, Tony? Sue me? Is that a conflict of interest when you fucking told the sheriff not to write any reports? That's right. It doesn't matter. Anything can be sued because they run the goddamn place. They run the goddamn bar. I tried to make a bar complaint. The bar told me to just get the fuck away. We're not going to do anything. We don't find it to be a conflict of interest, even though that law firm was your attorney 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago. We don't find any conflict of interest that he actually had some input on your case. No, we don't give a shit. Sorry, I'm kind of getting a little wild here. And so, I make reports to the North Carolina Judicial Standards Commission. Judicial Standards Commission says, fuck you, we don't care that you were in jail without due process. We are not here to protect your rights. We are here to protect child abusive judges who are fucking criminals. That was the letter I got from the North Carolina Judicial Standards Commission. Not exactly those words, but those words. So I'm finding out all about parental alienation, better known as psychological child abuse. It's in the DSM under V995.51, or sorry, V995.51. And it's in there with child with parental distress and, God, what is that? Just some of the other language that's in there. Parental coercion. And so I'm watching this happen to my kids, and further am I like finding out what all this stuff is and how the court system is in bed with the Division of Child Services, is in bed with the Sheriff's Department, and my buddies, guys I've known for fucking 20 years with the police department. Oh, sorry, man. No, we can't do anything because that's not our jurisdiction. That's like, what I'm finding out is not our jurisdiction is their way of saying, go fuck yourself. We're not doing anything for you. And we are going to walk away from child abuse and protect the judge and protect the blue line and protect the sheriff's department because we're all about protecting the status quo. And we don't care whether they're child abusers or not. It saddened me to the depths that I went and asked people what's going on. When I went to the American Psychological Association, this is the American Psychological Association. We're going to protect kids. We're going to protect people from suicide. We're going to do all this stuff. And they're encouraging suicide. They're encouraging lifelong child abuse. They're encouraging all that. And you're like, guys, you just wrote this letter about the separation of parents and children at the border. They're encouraging murdering children and making sure that they, when a child goes through this type of psychological abuse, they are 30 times more likely to commit suicide later on in life. I don't have words to say how corrupt the American Psychological Association, but they're all in on it. They're all making money. So, hi, I got a viewer. Imagine that, a few of you. Sorry I digressed, but I'm out here again for the second time. I'm going to be coming out here a lot. I'll be doing more and more live streams. Guys, make a comment. Share this. Share it all. And the one thing I want to say, if you want to buy one of these shirts, Child Abusers Wear Black Robes, it's on my website. If you want to buy any one of my books, Killing Judges, there, I got a big sign right there. Any one of my books, they're on Amazon. If you want to get involved, email the piece of shit Attorney General down in Texas about this guy getting murdered because his kids were kidnapped. Gotta put this back on my car. Get involved. If you want signage, I make signage. I do temporary signage. I do permanent signage. You can go out and you can protest. I've seen a lot of parents not knowing what to do. So they make a protest on change.org to get everyone to sign stuff. It's not going to change anything. Childress handed 20,000 signatures to the APA. They threw it in the trash and gave it away. Signing a petition, petitions don't do shit. Get out here, get a bunch of people, get as many as you can, and start calling out these child abusers for what they are. They're pieces of shit child abusers, protected by pieces of shit child abusers, and they're going to continue to kill our children, to kill parents, unless we stop it. Period. They're not going to stop because the money is too damn good. Anyhow, I'm done for right now. But if anybody needs anything, give me a call, send me an email, send me some stuff. Say, hey, I need some signage for whatever. I'll hook you up. And if the PD comes out, hey, what are you doing? I'll turn this back on. Guys, love you. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day.